Welcome to the ResearchTrade tutorial on earnings trend research. We currently research over 140 stocks. Each quarter, we identify strong trends that occur prior to the company's earnings announcement. To see our current earnings trends, click on the Earnings Trend Research link at the top of the page. On this page, you will see the stocks that have strong earnings trends this quarter that occur over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Let's take a look at some examples. First, we'll look at Apple. On the Apple earnings page, we see the earnings date is January 24th after market close. All of our earnings trends end just prior to the company's earnings release. This is to avoid the major volatility in the stock price that commonly occurs after the earnings announcement. On the earnings research graph for Apple Q1 earnings, most of the trends are neutral, as indicated by the blue bars on the graph. However, there is one strong trend for Apple's earnings this quarter. The red bar indicates a strong bearish trend exists 3 days before earnings release. When I scroll down the page, we see the details for that trend. The trend starts 3 days prior to earnings release and ends the day of earnings announcement, which gives us a date range of January 19th through January 24th this year. Apple is down 10 of the last 12 years during this trend. The average turn is about 1% and the median return is about 1.5% for this 3 trading day trend. The current chart for Apple is displayed to give you an indication of how Apple is setting up for this trend, which is due to start tomorrow. We include charts from previous years, which is a powerful tool. It allows us to look at chart patterns to see how they looked when this trend was successful and when it was broken. For example, let's look at 2010. The stock had a nice run up prior to this earnings trend, and then the trend was successful as the stock declined during the 3 trading days prior to the earnings announcement. Now let's look at 2000. In this particular year, the stock was really beaten up prior to the trend start date. We also see a big red candle under the Bollinger Band, which technically can cause a bounce in the stock price, which happened to cause the trend to be broken. We believe the best and most profitable trends happen when the trend and chart agree. Let's take a look at another stock, WDC. What you will notice right away is that there are several strong trends identified for this quarter's WDC earnings. WDC has bullish trends starting many different days prior to the earnings announcement, from 20 days to 16 days, all the way to 2 days prior to earnings release. Each of these strong earnings trends are detailed in this table. 3 of them have an average return over 10%, which is excellent. And here in the chart section, you can change between the trends using the Select Trend box to see the details of each trend. Let's take a look at one more example. At the bottom of the Earnings Trend Research page, there is a link for all earnings trend details. Every current earnings trend is listed on this page, including multiple trends for some stocks. At the bottom of the page, we give you the ability to quickly change between all the stocks with current earnings trends. For example, ANF, BA, and Google. And you could also switch between the Google trends as well. Let's take a look at one other way to view earnings trends. Click on the Best Trends link. On this page, we show all trends that have an average and median return over 4%. At the top of the page are the current earnings trends that meet this criteria with a link to the earnings trend detail page. We can also click on the Best Trends 8% link to show all trends that have an average and median return over 8%.